Karoline Leavitt released a new message about Hakeem Jeffries and practically ended his political career, not with a policy paper, but with hard tape and sharp words. According to Leavitt, it's a historic win after the U.S. was saved from politicians who nearly took over the entire government. She's stacking up various evidence and going after leaders that she says are standing in the way of fixing the country. So let's explain everything. Here's what happened. A clip from a press conference by Hakeem Jeffries went viral after he accused MAGA extremists of being sick and ignorant people who only care about their billionaire donors, even if it means shutting down the government and causing serious consequences. Leavitt answered within hours on X and on camera. Hakeem Jeffries is an America Last stone-cold loser. Now open up the government and stop simping to try and get your radical left-wing base to like you. Then she added the frame that she wanted. Hakeem and Democrats are lashing out because they know what I said is true. Her replies kept circling the same demand. Open the government, serve everyday Americans, stop chasing applause from the radical base. She's cutting the fancy talk and showing the proof, what leaders say on video and what their bills actually do. Now here's where it gets interesting. On video, a CNN interview clip was already ricocheting around social media. Jake Tapper pressed Jeffries on language that Tapper said looked like giving illegal immigrants health care. The Chiron read, "Rep. Jeffries, haven't heard from White House since Monday," as Jeffries tried to reframe the provision and the communications gap. Elon Musk reposted that clip with a single caption, "Busted." No essay, just tape and a verdict. Around the same time, Leavitt had also blasted Democrats in plain terms. The Democrat Party's main constituency is made up of Hamas terrorists, illegal aliens, and violent criminals. Democratic leaders slammed the line as divisive. Jeffries pulled it into his presser and made it personal. Leavitt didn't back down. She repeated that Democrats do not serve the interests of the American people, and that the shutdown proves it. Slogans on TV, no solutions in the real world. That viral clip set up Leavitt's counterpunch. Voters had just watched Jeffries struggle with specifics. A day later, he was calling the White House press secretary sick and demented. To a lot of people, that looked like a dodge, a pivot from text to insults. Leavitt seized it. Make it about proof. Make it about who answers when the facts are in front of them. Make it about what people can see, not what they're told to feel. Now, if this method feels familiar, it's because it is. Musk does this every week. Post a clip, stamp it with a short caption, and let the audience decide. He did it to Jeffries with "busted." He's done it to other Democrats by setting yesterday's lines next to today's positions. Leavitt's running the same play from the White House side. Keep it short, keep it visible, and force the record to do the talking. Here's how it played out. First, the shutdown press conference. Jeffries names Leavitt and unloads. Second, a tough interview. Tapper points at the bill while it highlights a communications gap. Third, the counterpunch. Leavitt answers on TV and on X, labels Jeffries America's Last, says that Democrats are lashing out because she told the truth and demands the government be open now. That's not chaos, that's a beat pattern, a podium attack, policy grilling, clip-driven reply. Two different videos, a presser with insults and a CNN clip with dodges. It starts to tell a story. Leavitt stitches them together. You can call me names at a podium, but under questioning on camera, you won't talk straight about the provision. That link is the point. It turns two clips into one story. Here's the bigger issue for voters. Do you need a pundit to tell you what the tape shows? If a leader says one thing at a podium and something fuzzier when pressed for details, regular people can spot it. That's why Leavitt keeps pointing back to what's on camera and what's in the line items. According to her, if the record is clean, specifics won't scare you. Zooming out, here's the pattern. Jeffries is excellent at podium moments. Chuck Schumer too. The sound bites are crisp. But when the questions turn into numbers, who exactly gets what under which clause? Who gets paid while the government is closed? The answers get fuzzy. Opponents don't fight that with long statements anymore. They counter it with 30-second clips that show the drift. And online, video wins. A single Chiron. Haven't heard from White House since Monday can imply a bigger story about coordination than 1,000 words. That's why both Musk and Leavitt rely on clips. The audience can see, replay, and share. In that world, sometimes the quietest move hits the hardest. Less spin, more video. Now don't miss the shutdown angle. After a month of stall, people want the government open, the check steady, the noise lower. Leavitt used that public patience line. Open up the government, she told Jeffries, adding that trying to impress a radical base isn't governing. That ties her response to real-life deadlines, paychecks, and families waiting. There's also a clear line that she's drawing about priorities. When Jeffries calls her sick and demented, she treats it as proof of the problem. Attack the messenger, ignore the text. She flips it back. If Democrats serve the American people, show the clause, show the fix, show how the shutdown ends this week. If the bill language means what Tapper said, own it clearly. If it doesn't, say why. No spin. Will this escalate? Most likely. Watch for the next on-camera moment. That's the rhythm now. First a podium punch, then a policy squeeze, then a counter punch tied to video. In earlier fights, those moments built up week by week until the contradictions were the story. Expect a similar stack here. Presser insults, healthcare language debates, budget numbers, and floor speeches shown side by side. One more thing about reach. When Musk posted busted over the Tapper clip, he didn't annotate it. He let the clip speak for itself. Leavitt's response lives in that same ecosystem. The clip was everywhere already. She gave it a frame. This isn't about me, it's about a House leader ducking the record while the country waits for work to resume. People in the room said Jeffries was pulling no punches that morning. He wasn't supposed to. He was rallying allies in a deadlock. But that's why the counter landed. Leavitt replied in words her audience would repeat, lashing out because they know what I said is true. America last. Open up the government. That's politics now. Short, memorable, and built on video. Why is Leavitt's posture notable? Because most press secretaries avoid direct, personal back and forth with congressional leaders. She went straight at him on camera. She says it's not about ego, it's about service. Democrats do not serve the interests of the American people, she said, adding that the administration is standing up for law-abiding Americans here and abroad. Now you can disagree with the premise, you can't miss the clarity. Expect the next rounds to get more specific. Budget lines, who gets paid, what exactly the healthcare clause covers. Watch for side-by-side edits of past statements and current explanations. That's where minds change now. Side-by-side clips. A clean answer stops the clip from spreading. A fuzzy one becomes the next busted. In the end, it's bigger than two people. Jeffries chose the podium and the insult. Leavitt chose the counterpunch and the camera. The country will choose which one feels like leadership. And as always, the shortest path to the truth is watching what people say when the questions get specific.